Thanks for listening to our latest In the Neighborhood segment, where we explore where to eat, drink, and shop near you. Welcome back to an episode of the Simply Authentic podcast with an In the Neighborhood.
Yes. So we went out to Millsap Farms. If
Yes.
you're not familiar, it is out North H. And it's probably, I'm going to say right at about 5 miles north of I-44 if you haven't been there.
Yeah.
So it's a family farm that they have turned into an activity place for people to come and visit.
And so when you go out there, and you have to have a reservation, so
Yes.
let me say that first. You can look up their website online and you can schedule and make your reservation right there, and they will confirm it, get set on your calendar, and then before you come out, they're going to confirm how many people you have, if you need any gluten-free crusts, which we did right here. And so you will have plenty of time to figure out, your party and make sure you know who's coming so you can RSVP to them.
Yeah. And it is pizza only.
It is.
So that's all they serve.
That's right.
And they'll pick whatever. You don't get to, I don't think, in your line, did you get to choose what kind of pizza you got?
Nope.
Okay.
So let's describe the
Yeah.
different lines. So
Okay.
you check in and you pay. There is a fee to be there, and that is your fee to eat the pizza. And then, again, they do have a gluten-free crust menu, so she got to pick from a menu.
Right.
Whereas if you eat normal crust, they just put out, there was maybe 4 or 5 different kinds that were there for us to eat. And they have 2 lines going in different directions for the normal crust eaters to walk through. And then they actually made you your own pie.
Right.
And brought it to the table.
Right. And I could choose, like you said, they had 5 different options for me to choose from, and they will allow you to split. So I got a pesto with a bunch of vegetables on it on
That's
one
really
side
good.
of the pizza, and then I got a marinara that had chicken and some veggies on it. So 2 totally different pizzas on one, and she really encouraged me to do that. So you get to experience,
Yeah.
more.
Yeah.
And everything's very fresh and
Very.
like I said, this is family run, so you got kids making your pizza
Right.
and taking your money and doing all that.
And I think that's part of what I love about
The
it,
charm.
Angie. So the setting is in the trees on the edge of their family farm. This is a full functioning farm. And there are kids of all ages helping make pizzas, serve pizzas, checking you in at the table. And you can the environment, you can tell it is a family environment. And so there is a stage, they've got a small stage out there, and so they have live music, and I want to say this is on Thursdays only.
Right. Yes.
So it is a Thursday evening that you go out there. And if you're going and you make plans, like we were sitting around people that had 10 to 15 people with them, like multiple families coming together to come out here. They brought lawn chairs, they brought the kids in wagons, they brought blankets to sit down. And so it's a good idea to bring your own chairs just in case you don't get there in time to get a table.
Yeah.
But there are picnic tables, there's regular tables sitting around. So if you get there early enough, and they suggest that on the invitation, that you arrive around 5:30, and they start making the pizzas, I believe, at 6. And so you sit in this tree lit, there's light strung from the trees, atmosphere, and there's eating going on. It's also BYOB, so you bring your own drinks. They do have a container of water that you can get little cups of water of, but they allow coolers, so you just bring your own drinks with you. And if you wanted a side, you could probably bring, a little side salad with you.
Yeah, I would think so.
If you wanted to.
Yeah.
And then they do sell cookies there as well. So afterwards, if you want a dessert, you can go buy a cookie.
And I think you said they even had a gluten-free option on that too.
They did, Angie, and
yeah.
you declined
I
getting
did.
a cookie
What's
for
wrong with me?
yourself. What is
Yeah.
wrong with you?
Yeah.
Can we talk about the cat?
If you've grown up on a farm, I think that's all we need to say. that there are always going to be animals around, right? You just had to expect it.
So in short, and there will be a picture that I will put on Facebook to prove, I looked down, we were sitting at a picnic table, I looked down and right below the edge of my chair, a friendly little kitty cat is doing his business. And it was quite interesting, and it was a good laugh for me and others. And he finished, and he cleaned it up, and I laid some leaves over it in addition.
And we went on with our meal.
It's a farm, guys.
It is a farm. It is a farm.
And they do have, Angie, when you are leaving, when you're done for the evening, if it's early enough, they sell vegetables, fresh flowers, I think some more maybe cookies and items that are baked there, that you can take home.
Yeah. And I do want to make this point too. They go all summer. I think they're about to wrap up. We'll put that in the show notes when they're wrapping up for the season. But we were out there on a very hot day, even though it was in September. We were thinking it would have cooled off a little bit, but it was hot. But the great thing is you're under this canopy of trees.
Right.
So I've been out there in August before on a really hot day, and it still wasn't bad because of all the tree
unbearable
cover. Yes. And the talent that they have on their stage. It's mostly bluegrass is really what you hear. And there was, and I'll get this wrong, but she was Miss Arkansas's amateur fiddler. Just won an award for that. So that was interesting. And I think, most of the people they have on stage, they're entertainers. They are family as well.
Yeah.
So
agree.
So it's just great. It's a great little outing
It is.
for Thursday night. If you're together, and like Tanya said, you get to BYOB and just make sure you have a driver and make a nice family night out of it.
Yes, agree. So if you don't get the opportunity to go this year, because it'll probably wrap up at the end of October, I believe, then make sure you put that on your calendar for next year, because it's so much fun and it's local. And it's amazing to be able to go do that.
So check it out.
Yeah, we hope you've enjoyed this season, this week's In the Neighborhood. We'll show you something else next time.
See ya. Thanks for listening to this episode of In the Neighborhood.
You never know, we might be in your neighborhood next.